Hi there, my friends. This is Chris Searles, and today is Sunday, May 25th. This is day number 47 of the Central Texas projects, and I'm happy to bring you winning part 2. We got a really nice surprise Thursday night of this past week. A huge rain came across the Central Texas projects area, and so I said at the end of the last video, winning part 1, that basically we're getting everything we needed, including breaking the heat wave 2 weeks ago, week of May 12th. But that we weren't getting raindrops. We had everything going right except we weren't getting rain. We needed more rain, and the area still does need more rain. But after I got home a week ago today from doing all the waterings to try and intervene and shut down that heat wave, I thought, I shouldn't stop watering. I need to get back to Leakey, get back in front of this stuff because we're making progress, but everything's brittle and we need everybody on deck except I'm the only one doing the waterings right now. So we need me on deck. And I went back on Wednesday, May 21st of this week. I did 2 waterings. I started working not only at Camp Live Oak, but a new place, the Rio Frio RV Park. And then on Thursday, I did 2 waterings at each of those places. So a total of 6 waterings in 2 days. And what's amazing is this quick little story. So I did those waterings mainly because as I said, I wanted to maintain the progress we're making on drought intervention, wildfire mitigation. We're shutting down that possibility just through the forest moisture circulation that's happening from these waterings across the whole region. It's very green now, generally speaking. But when I was doing the waterings last Thursday, about 4 p.m., maybe halfway through or most of the way through the 3rd watering of last Thursday, I checked the AccuWeather satellite map, and it showed that there was heavy rain over the west, and I thought, I can get that to come over here. I can pull that rain over here. Maybe. I think I can, maybe. And I should mention, I forgot to at this moment in the video, that the rains that came were unforecast. Apple had 0% chance of rain in the forecast. AccuWeather had 1% chance of rain in the forecast. But the positioning of it, the shape of it, and the way things have been going, I was thinking that rain is mine at the time. And so I finished that session and I started a 4th session last Thursday around 8 p.m. The watering went really smoothly for all of the sessions last Thursday. And by 9 p.m. we had lightning but no thunder. It was, of course, pitch black over at Camp Live Oak. And so no raindrops, just lightning far away. I checked the satellite map again. The rain had gone past us. And so I finished the process around midnight. So 2.5, 3 hours of lightning, no thunder, no raindrops. And by the time I was wrapping up at midnight, I thought, well, that storm went past us. So I tried. And most importantly, we got more moisture into these trees that are droughted. And they're going to circulate the moisture, and it's going to continue our security here. And I went to bed around 1 a.m. And then I was awakened around 2:20 a.m. by raindrops. All right, at 2:21 a.m. we have ourselves a slight rain. A lot of storm. And then those raindrops picked up pretty quick within 5 minutes, and it rained hard till 3 a.m. Heavy rain, not in the forecast. 2:32 a.m. It's still going, but now it's kind of settled into soaker mode. Oh man, I'm really worried about everybody. It is that soaking rain everybody asked for. Oh, okay. 2:36. Yeah, man. 2:43 a.m. We're just soaking now. Complete and utter soak. Super rain. There's a ton of drops falling. Look at that.
.248. I know it looks about the same, but it sounds different. It's like a whole embrace of rain is over us now. But it's not driving, it's just plentiful. A little less intense. But like happily, generously falling. Just like a consistent heavy sound. So crazy. Everybody last week kept saying, I wish we could get a 6-inch rain. Everybody, several people. The conversation of the week was, if only we could get a soaking rain. 3 a.m. it just backed off a notch, just now. This would be joyful heavy rain. Most other days of the year here. But yeah, we're in pitter-patter mode, and hopefully my other sites are getting drenched. Zip.
We ended up getting over 3.5 inches at my main site, Camp Live Oak, where I've been working since the beginning of the Central Texas projects, and at least 2 inches. We didn't get an exact reading at Rio Frio RV Park where I was. Haven't talked to Mr. Brooks yet or my friend Morgan, but I'm pretty sure they got a lot of water as well. And so it appears that storm did turn around. And here's the actual audio of me driving back the day after the storm, and these guys are talking about how the storm came over them, was intense, and then turned around on the radio.
Let's talk about last night's storm.
So I get home, I eat dinner, go to bed, everything's fine.
So at 8 o'clock it was gone.
Dude, that storm like turned around and came back.
Yes!
And not only came back, but it took like a camping spot right over the top of my house.
So that was all amazing. This, one way or another, the storm came back through. It really drenched and hydrated and saturated the area. The damages that took place that I'm aware of were extensive for the people that got them. My good friend now in the Springs lost a tent building that was a big structure. They talked about Stonewall getting baseball-sized hail. I drove through Stonewall. I don't think it's ever looked better, but I'm sure the people that got that hail, whoever they were pretty unhappy to receive all that stuff. Kerrville Folk Festival lost a day of its activity, but the post they put up said it's just muddy. We're back at it again tonight. You know, no worries. We're Kerrville. Last year the festival ended with rain. This year it begins with rain. And Kerrville got 4 inches of rain, or the area. So my impression is that the system does what it needs to do for the ecology. The rains that come, they come when they come at whatever rate they come. But the system is trying to heal itself, just like you try to drink as much water as you need. And if we're in the wrong place at the wrong time, it's dangerous and potentially destructive. And that's going to be hard to predict for a lot of reasons I'd love to discuss sometime. But we got that rain, the second big rain. And this one was a breakthrough because I was starting to think we were never going to get heavy rain again over the Leakey area. And I just, like everyone else, I have a little bit of a pessimist mind sometimes. So it went the other way. We got the best heavy rain we possibly could. Minimal damages as far as I know to everyone else in Leakey and downwind all the way to Austin and we only got a 1/4 inch here in the Dripping Springs area. So it really focused on the exceptionally droughted areas, the middle of the region, which unfortunately is what we need. Those areas are at least 12 inches low in rain deficit. And then speaking of getting more rain, the real validation that the Central Texas Projects is having a positive effect came this morning when the forecasts on the Apple app flipped to 7 days of rain over the next 7, starting tomorrow. So I'm still going to the Leakey area. I'm still going to be doing watering down there, but I will be watering with a very light touch because I don't want to disrupt what should happen naturally, which is rainfall. I also want to encourage the best rainfall I can. So I'm going to go to the biggest old trees I can, move as slowly as I can, and just try to stay out of the way of what's moving through the atmosphere, help it come to us, and help it propagate into rainfall. Well, the validation here is that you want the system, A, to not catch on fire. So I think we're in a good place with that at the moment. B, you want it out of drought. But C, you want it to become self-watering again. That's the long-range goal. I feel like we got it here in 2024 after I did the Securing Forest projects, which I'll talk about in the future. And now perhaps we're getting it at least this coming week down out of South Texas because of all of the forest moisture simulation waterings I've done. And now the dump of water they just got 2 to 4 inches across the region. The temperature in Leakey yesterday was 5 degrees cooler than this region, which we're further north. I talked to my friend that owns the Rio Frio RV park. You know, it looks like you're having great weather. It's really mild down there. He said it's awesome. We're having super fun. So we took what could have been 2 weeks ago a real drought and heat emergency, toned that down into no heat wave, and then got lucky and had a huge rain come in just before Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. This gave hopefully everyone in that region a really nice, relaxing, cool time down there. More hydration in the air, in the soil, in the trees, and in ourselves. And that just tends to keep people in a better mood for the holidays. We want to keep going. And so again, I'm headed back to Leakey in the morning, dark and early, probably around 4:30, 5 a.m. I'll be out the door, and hope to get in a bunch of sessions there tomorrow. And with any luck, by July 1st or even the middle of June, we'll have had a couple of more big steps forward. In an ideal world, we'll get all 12 inches back out of that deficit by July 1st. That would mean in 5 weeks, that would mean another 10 inches of rain. So 2 inches a week, roughly. It's probably too tall of an order, but it's a good one to shoot for. And if we can, through watering trees and forests, get those rains to fall in the ways that are best for the landscape, those are usually the least impactful on people's property, and they're certainly the most beneficial long term, with getting us out of fire potential, getting us out of high heat days, getting us back into a productive, blossoming, cool air, highly oxygenated, energizing, relaxing Texas. It's happening in Leakey, so it can happen where you are. Please grab a bucket, start watering trees and forests wherever you are. 1 bucket, 1 hole, 5 gallons at a time, or 3 gallons at a time, whatever size your bucket is. Go to the biggest trees on your property. Start helping out with this effort. Cool us down, bring us rain, and keep us out of fire danger for the rest of the year. All right, thanks for watching this video. I will see you again in a few days.
It's different. It's like a whole embrace of rain is over us now.